Man, Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out. All right, man. Teofimo Lopez may have a few built-in excuses after the Lomachenko fight. He's telling some writers that he heavy, and in an article on Boxing Scene, I think it was, I'll link in the description, he said that immediately after Lomachenko fight at 35, he's moving up to 140 pounds. So let's talk a little bit about it. We back. Goodfella Sports TV. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And y'all know my fandom is with Teofimo Lopez for this fight. I want Teo to win. But right now I'm favoring Lomachenko. I ain't did no film work on it, so my opinion could go way Lomachenko side, way Teo side, or I could just kind of sit where I'm at right now. But I think it's a like 60-40 fight Lomachenko just off the eyeball test. But with Teo having the weight issues, man, and he being a big kid, he moved from New York during the coronavirus due to the high fatality rates, and when you got a city that's really mushed in and condensed like LA and like New York, it's easy to spread contagious shit. And so he moved to Arkansas, and then they got hit by a tornado in Arkansas. He said he been getting heavy, trying to keep his weight down. They working out, hitting the bag. But it's hard. It's hard to, keep your weight down when you don't have to, you don't have a date, or you don't know when you fight next. So he still probably eating what he want to eat, but as long as he train hard and keep his metabolism high and keep his metabolism, going through that food and burning the food and going through the process of it, his body will still be a fat fight machine, water burning machine, fat fight machine. So he young enough to get away with it, but you just don't want no excuses going into this fight. People talking about, well, we need to get back to the big fights immediately. I could just see excuses roll all over that. Well, I was gone. I hadn't fought since last March, or I hadn't fought since September. I needed a comeback fight. I needed a warm-up fight. But, that's really not even a question, dude. That's not even really an excuse, because all these dudes do is spar. All they do is spar, to stay sharp. The older fighters fought to stay sharp. It's a difference. These dudes spar to stay sharp, and people say, well, it's really not a difference. It really is, because, believe it or not, more injuries happen in sparring than it happen in a fight. You know what I'm saying? In the sparring, they trying to kill each other. And you sparring more rounds than you fighting. People don't think of it that way. You might spar 30 rounds in a week. For a training camp, you might get 100 rounds of sparring in. And you just tearing your body down. A lot of injuries come from sparring. They come in the gym. So in this generation, they spar to stay sharp anyway. So it shouldn't even be an excuse. For Lomachenko, for Teofimo Lopez, as long as they get enough time to be ready. And they talking about boxing may come back in September. I know ESPN was kind of preparing for a June date and doing some studio shows and fights in studio and stuff of that nature. So not exactly sure when this fight gonna happen or if it's gonna happen. But the longer it do happen, the more it favors Lomachenko, because he ain't got no problems making weight. That's, naturally he probably a 130 pounder in his mind. So, he ain't gonna have no problems making that weight. But with Lopez, that just sound like a built-in excuse. I don't think it's over for him. I don't see Lomachenko Fernando Vargas in his ass, you know what I'm saying, and just destroying him and ruining him, and him not becoming, the fighter he could be or is going to be. I can see a situation where he put up a hard fight, he lose a close fight, or he lose a fight comfortably, he still move up, and it depends. A lot of them dudes that think they big and they bad and they talk that shit, once they get humble, and I say this all the time, once they get that crack, in the glass, they usually shatter. So you just don't want no excuses coming from cuz. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you probably gonna sign a contract to fight at 35. Y'all fighting for Undisputed. That's subjective, because Lomachenko dropped the real belt and they upgraded him. So to me, it ain't no undisputed fight because Teofimo Lopez can't win the franchise belt. Say it again. Teofimo Lopez can't win the franchise belt. So if Lomachenko win, lose, or draw, Lomachenko keeps the franchise belt. You can't win it. You know what I'm saying? So how is this undisputed? And it's another question. You know, Evan Corrin, he won the media credentials and he media part for Top Rank. He was saying that, telling everybody on Twitter yesterday that his name is Vasily Lomachenko. Motherfucker, he came over here. His name was Vasily Lomachenko. And that's what the fuck we gonna call him. Him and Usyk want to come over and they get a belt and, they get a couple dollars. Now his is Alexander Usyk. Man, nigga, your name was Alexander Usyk. Don't try to come over here and get Americanized. You ain't no household name. But it's definitely not an undisputed fight. I don't care what they say. Lomachenko can't lose the belt. He can't lose the belt. So how are we saying this is undisputed? It's not a winnable belt. So really, in actuality, they fighting for his WBO belt, his Super WA belt, and they fighting Teofimo Lopez IBF belt. But they always trying to curve the scale for the other fighter. All right? Because they want a fighter to sit up there with some of the great black fighters of all time. Just having Roberto Duran is not good enough. Having Willie Pep, not good enough. They know Marciano wasn't good enough. He wasn't that good. He not a top 10 heavyweight of all time. Sonny Liston would have took him out. So they try to curve the scale like Golovkin. They say Golovkin had almost broke Bernard title defenses. He had a secondary title. That's not a real title. The intern WBA, the regular, that's not a real title. So how those going towards title defenses? They trying to sell us on fighters, but I'm not going for it. I know my history of boxing. But the ones they not trying to sell you on, Arthur Beterbiev, whatever they call his ass, he getting it off the muscle. Ain't no promotion for Beterbiev. They not pushing Beterbiev down our throat like they did Golovkin. They didn't push Kovalev, really. They pushed Kovalev, but Kovalev was doing shit the rest of them wasn't doing. Kovalev was kicking ass and taking names. And Andre Ward cooked his ass and took all his name tags. You know what I'm saying? But, with Kovalev and Beterbiev, they got it off the glass. They got it off the muscle, out the mud. They was trying to pick Goldsvik. Y'all fell for that. Y'all got hoodwinked with his garbage. I told y'all he wasn't shit. They trying to do it with Lomachenko. He's a good fighter, don't get me wrong. But they trying to shove him down your throat. They try to do it with Usyk. They see his ass is grass. Like Gucci said, I'm the lawnmower man and your ass is grass. His ass is grass at heavyweight. So this ain't for no undisputed, bro. And Teofimo Lopez got 3 belts and he can't get the franchise belt, and you say that he undisputed. Come on, man. Mauricio Sulaiman, he's definitely undisputed. Shut up, bro. I can't stand him. Bring your daddy back, bro. The fighters need to do something, bro. They need to get together and get the sanctioned belt bodies, bro. This nigga dropped his belt because he's scared to fight Devin Haney, Lomachenko. You can't make this up. Why they didn't say, hey man, you should fight Eddie Hearn should have paid Luke Campbell to say, oh, I'm hurt, so Lomachenko could fight Devin Haney for the belt. That's what Eddie Hearn should have did. And watch Lomachenko. Oh no, Teofimo go beat Devin Haney. Forget all that, man. All these dudes, are a product of matchmaking and ducking and stuff of that nature, man. All these dudes like that, man. They got a big ass fight that they trying to sell as undisputed, and it's not undisputed. There's no undisputed lightweight champion after this fight until they get that belt from Devin Haney. Luke Campbell, Fortuna, Devin Haney, whoever freak got the belt. There's no undisputed. None. Top Rank. None. Vasily Lomachenko. None. Teofimo Lopez. Once you move up, you are not the undisputed champion of the world. We're not going to let them do that. If Lomachenko get all the belts and move down, you got to go fight Devin Haney before you move down to be undisputed. So, or whoever got that regular WBA belt. Ain't nobody trying to hear this, man. You know what I'm saying? But, we got a few excuses built in already, but we'll see how it go. Goodfellas Sports TV. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to me there. All the links in the description. You got a video request, business inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal description. Best way to donate, share the video. One time for the one time. Y'all know what the business is. We gone.